This portion of Lee Pitts Live is brought to you by Hodges University, educating the leaders of our community for over 20 years.
You will love his wit and smile when he shares his charm with you. He's got a star that can't be denied on Lee Pitts Live. Come on and listen. You will enjoy and learn if you're wise. There's talking and singing. Everything is there to keep you swinging. We're glad you turned in to Lee Pitts Live.
Welcome back, Southwest Florida. We're delighted to have here as a first-time guest on the show. Of course, this won't be her last time on the show, but she's got a big task ahead of her. So we're delighted to welcome Dr. Brock.
Thank you.
Of Hodges University, Academic Affairs. To the average person, when you say academic affairs, executive director, executive vice president, what is academic affairs in a nutshell? What is that?
Academic affairs covers the supervision of the faculty and the academic programs, the curriculum, the scheduling, accreditation, licensing, library, IT, so it's anything to do with academics in a university. Outstanding.
Now, you've been functioning in that capacity for how long? And tell us what you like most about what you've been doing in that position.
I've been there for 18 years, and what I like most is I get to interact with both the faculty and the students, as well as with the accrediting boards and with my colleagues in other institutions.
Mm-hmm. Now, Hodges University, formerly International College, as I recall, they have a sterling history. Give us a little brief about the genesis of Hodges University.
It's a very interesting background. Hodges University was founded in 1990 as a private nonprofit university, and we started with 85 students, and we have since grown to almost 3,000 students. We have 2 campuses and various learning sites, so we've grown significantly over the years.
And people have heard me say this on air in the past, and I want to make sure I say it now, that when you guys started around 1990, Lee Pitts Live started around 1992. Mm-hmm. And my first interaction with International College was in Naples, and the first education institution to be involved with Lee Pitts Live was International College. So I want people, which is now Hodges, I want people, our viewers, to know that Lee Pitts Live would not exist had it not been for what we know today as Hodges University.
Well, thank you.
Okay. Your background coming to Hodges University, you have a diverse professional background. Kind of tell us about that.
My background is very similar to a lot of our students who attend Hodges University. I was an adult student. I went back to school after my kids were in school, and I got my degrees while I was working and taking care of a family. My degrees are from Rutgers University in New Jersey. My family moved to Florida in 1986, and I've been in academia for about 30 years. You know,
when I was reading your bio and I read that in there, when I was reading it, I said, wow, that makes her perfect in terms of the student body type of student that you attract to Hodges University. Why don't you juxtapose that?
Yes, most of our students, the average age of our students is 32, 67% female, 37% Hispanic, 17% African American, and most of them are working adults. Mm-hmm. And so I can identify with them. I understand that they've got family responsibilities. Many of them work as I did. Mm-hmm. And the challenge for us at Hodges University is to make sure we keep the academic bar where it needs to be, while at the same time being empathetic to our students.
When you're dealing with a university of that size and scope, you know, Lee County, Collier County, and I think you're in Charlotte County too, right? Or no?
No.
You know, Lee and Collier, okay. And then you go out a little farther west to some rural areas. And you're trying to get your mission. What is our mission? What exactly are we? How would you describe the mission for Hodges University?
Well, the technical mission is to offer associate, baccalaureate, and graduate degrees to enhance students' professional or personal objectives. But in a nutshell, the mission is to help these students achieve their goals in life. And many of those goals are situated around their career aspirations.
When you look at some of the things that you've been involved in bringing to the forefront at Hodges University, such as English as a second language, getting deeply involved in the needs of the Hispanic community, where do you see that going in the future?
I think for Hodges University to be able to expand and be a contributor to the communities in which we live, we need to look at expanding our English as a second language program. We need to look at expanding our outreach programs. We have a professional development center. We have a Center for Lifelong Learning. I think those are initiatives that show that we are giving back to the community.
Center for Lifelong Learning. Expound on that a bit.
The Center for Lifelong Learning is a program we put together for one of a better word, seniors in our communities, where they can come in and learn things that are interesting to them. Very small fee, and most of them are around literature and music, and we do field trips for them, so it keeps them active.
Now, what has been the response to the Center for Lifelong Learning and the outcomes of that? Is there some kind of certificate that they get, a degree, or just the idea of continuing education?
No, they don't get any degree. This is purely for their enjoyment. We have almost 400 people that attend, so they really are interested in just keeping their minds active. So it is not a certificate program.
That's excellent. The on July 1st, 2013, the switch is going to be turned on, meaning the switch will be turned on where the current president, Dr. Terry McMahon, become president emeritus, and then you'll become the president of Hodges University.
That's correct. That's correct.
Are you excited about that opportunity, and will there be any major changes?
I'm excited about it. Dr. McMahon and I have been working together the whole 18 years I've been there, so we work side by side, so I'm very familiar with what my duties are going to be. I look forward to expanding those duties, and he's still going to be around as a mentor, so I'm very excited about it.
What the accreditation reaffirmation, I was asking you, is that a simple process? Is that a big deal? And the reason I asked you that off camera was that, you know, when I see Hodges University, it seems like it's just one of those great colleges that everything is rosy. Why do they even need to go through an accreditation process? But I would assume every college has to go through that. Tell us where Hodges University is in that process and how we look.
Yes, the reaffirmation process is very arduous. We've been working on it for almost 2 years. And every institution has to go through that process. When you're first accredited, you get 10 years. And then you have to get another 10 years, and that's what we're going through right now. We first received our regional accreditation in 2003, and now we're going through our 10-year reaffirmation in 2013. We have to file a very extensive report saying that we are in compliance with the standards that they have set forward. And then a new process with the reaffirmation is the quality enhancement plan. They want every institution to come up with a plan that will improve student learning. And the plan that we've identified is Writing Your Path to Success. And we're going to focus on teaching our students how to write in the disciplines. And we think that's going to be very successful and will improve our student learning.
The way we get our education now compared to, say, when I was in college, you know, go and sit in the class, teacher teaches, you take your notes, you study for the exam. That has totally changed now. People can do online courses and so on. It appears to me from all my interaction with Hodges University that you guys were right there at the beginning, in the forefront, not waiting until change came about. You're really set up for that, that mobile student, right?
We are. We actually started our first distance education course in 1995, and we've been building on that ever since. Distance education is a way for adult students to get an education in a more convenient format, and it also teaches them a different modality for learning. So we found that it's been a very successful addition to student learning.
The Hispanic Institute, is it called the Hispanic Institute? And I think that they were a part of the whole English as a second language graduation that I attended and spoke at when me and you first interacted. It seems that it was so much energy around it in terms of family, in terms of commitment, in terms of so many students who are so excited about having that opportunity to move into the mainstream of America with English and competencies around that. You seem to be really excited about that. Tell us more about the Hispanic Institute.
Well, they're two separate things. The Hispanic Institute is an institute that we put together to research what we can do to help the Hispanic community. We have students that participate in that, and we do have some ESL students that participate in that. The ESL program, the English as a Second Language program, which is where you spoke as a graduation speaker and was very well received, by the way.
Thank you.
They are very ambitious students who want to become a part of the American culture, and they understand that in order for them to do that, they have to learn how to speak English. And they accomplish so much in such a short period of time. The program is only 1 year, and in 1 year they are able to communicate in English effectively.
And it appeared to me when I was getting involved in the process that you have, like, I don't know, I think it's maybe 2 graduations per year. It was just booming, you know, on both campuses.
Yes, yes.
How did it grow so fast? I mean, this whole process, I was like amazed when I saw all those people and knowing that, hey, we got another class going to be graduating, so and so and so and so.
It's word of mouth. The majority of the students who attend our English as a Second Language program are local. We do have some from out of the United States, but the majority of them are local. And I just think it's word of mouth, and I think the reason our program is successful is because we've incorporated computers into it.
I got you.
And so computers are needed everywhere, and it just helps them learn easier.
Final question. It's just obvious that Hodges University is committed to diversity. Why is that so important to Hodges University?
It's important because we want to teach our students the importance of accepting people who are not like them. We want them to understand that this is a community where there are many different people with many different talents, and we want them to appreciate everybody for his or her own talent.
Excellent. Well, Dr. Brock, it's been a pleasure having you on the show.
Thank you so much.
Looking forward to getting you back to get the state of Hodges University.
I'll be glad to do that. Thank you.
All right, stay right there. For all the other information, just go to hodges.edu. Speaking of Hodges University, we're going to get a chance to find out what's going on with the upcoming Diversity Fest when we come back from this break. As the saying goes on this particular show, for those who say it can't be done, they are usually interrupted by those like Dr. Brock and all the fine people at Hodges University who are doing it. You're watching Lee Pitts Live on Fox 4 and HD. We'll be right back.